natural resources at Pere Marquette State Park in Grafton. I'm here to give you some tips on becoming a better backyard birder. Tip number 1, be prepared. Have some sunscreen ready, have some bug spray, and have something to drink, and make sure your binoculars are focused. Nothing is worse than whenever you go out and you see a really cool bird and your binoculars aren't focused in. Tip number 2, know where you're at. For example, birds on the East Coast will be different than birds on the West Coast. Birds in a forest will be different than birds near water. Know where you're at. If your yard is near a body of water, a pond, or if you're in the woods, birds will be different depending on where you're at. Tip number 3 is bird size. For example, a hummingbird is smaller than a Canada goose. This image is from the Merlin Bird ID app by Cornell. Another way to identify birds is to identify unique characteristics. This diagram shows those characteristics. For example, you could have a white ring around the eye, or you could have a yellow rump patch.
Oh, there it is.
Where?
Right over there.
Where?
Right over there. It's in that tree.
Which tree?
That tree. Don't you see it?
Be descriptive when giving the location of a bird. For example, which type of tree is it in? How many yards away it is from you? How far up the tree it is? Use times. For example, it's in that cottonwood tree at 12 o'clock, about 30 yards back. This will help the other members of your party identify the location of the bird. So another tip to help you identify birds is by listening. Each bird has its own unique song or call that will help you identify unknown species. So listening as well as looking will help you identify the birds in your own backyard. Another great resource to use is technology. This Merlin Bird ID app by Cornell is awesome. It's one of my favorites. So you start Bird ID, you select your location, it can be different, or where you're at right now. You select the date, and then you select the size. Was it small? Was it large? Was it medium? And then you can select up to 3 main colors. And then you select what activity the bird was doing. Was it eating at a feeder? Was it soaring in the sky? And then it generates a possible list of birds in your area. So you can scroll through and say, oh, was my bird all black? Or did it have that red crown like that woodpecker did? I don't think it did. So let's select the American crow. So you select the American crow, and you can scroll through pictures and say, yeah, that did look like my bird. But then you can also go and select the range map, and it'll show you where the bird is for migration, where it is year-round, where it is for breeding. And then you can also select calls. You can select calls and songs. Well, yeah, that's the call that I heard. So you select it, and it tells you, congratulations, you identified a bird. And then you can go back to the beginning and you can explore birds. And another great thing about this app is you can download bird packs. So when you're in areas that don't have cell phone service, you can still do this without that cell phone signal. Another app that I like to use is the eBird app by Cornell. I like this app because you can start your checklist and it keeps track of all the birds that you have seen on your journey using a tally system. The little circle on the right indicates if the bird is rare or common or endangered, and you just add the little plus button. And you can also search for birds. So say I see a bald eagle, I can just search for it. You can put, you've seen 6, or you can put a comment, so if you see an injured one or something. But for this purpose, I'm going to delete that since it is endangered. So say I found all of the birds on my journey. I'm going to add a wild turkey. And now I'm finished with this hike. So I can put how many observers there were. I can choose a location. I can share it. And you can search for contacts to share it with. So say I find Bob. I don't have anybody on here. And then you choose your location and it records it. And it's like a citizen science thing. So you submit it.
And you can start over, and it keeps track of your life list, the summaries of every trip that you've gone on throughout the years, all the birds that you have seen, and it's a nice way to keep track of that. Finally, the last resource I'd like to share is books. The National Audubon Society has this really nice collection where you can look at birds, you can look at plants, and it's just a nice collection to have. The Sibley guides are a classic. They have everything from Eastern North America to Western North America, and they have a lot of variety in that sense. But my personal favorite is the National Geographic Birds of Eastern North America. So it has these great visuals. You can see from the front page there and throughout the book, just colorful images. And what I like about it is whenever you open up this first tab, and if you see, say you see a sparrow, it will tell you which page to go to compare all of the sparrows. Another way to improve your backyard birding is by adding bird feeders. This one is a hummingbird feeder, and you can find simple recipes to make online just using sugar and water. This is a suet feeder. It will attract woodpeckers. Finally, we must talk about cats. According to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, it is estimated that cats kill over 2.4 billion birds per year in the United States alone. Like many of you, I am an animal lover also. I have 2 cats of my own, so I bought them this cat tent. This cat tent allows them to enjoy the great outdoors while keeping them confined and not allowing them to kill any birds. Here's a picture of them enjoying their cat tent on a nice sunny day. That's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and follow and tag us on Facebook and Instagram.